Hey everybody, just getting started here. We'll actually start playing a little Rimworld shortly. I want to get everything set up on my end here so that I can monitor the chat and keep an eye on what's going on and all that fun stuff. I went ahead and created I used a tool, a mod, called Prepare Carefully, which let me create something sort of like the guys we had last time. So we are at least able to kind of start with the same people or same types of people. I hope. We'll see how that goes. Incidentally, I got my YouTube channel off the ground. You can check it out on YouTube if you look up Steve Streams Skyrim or that's the name of the playlist for the last one, and I'll have another one called Steve Streams Rimworld for this one here, and I really could use the viewers. So go and view. Google has a very strict way that they allow people to kind of set up their channels, and you have to have a certain amount of viewers before you can do anything. So go forth and view, s'il vous plaît. I'll tweet a link to it later just to make things a little bit easier. In case you aren't following my Twitter, it is Spirit Caller. Okay, Rimworld. In case you weren't here earlier, Rimworld is a colony simulator. There are a number of different ways to play it. It has a very vibrant mod community, and we'll actually be using a couple mods that I will explain as we go. The game is actually done by one guy, Tynan Sylvester. It's produced by Ludion Studios, but Tynan Sylvester, his hands are in everything. He's pretty amazing. Unfortunately, we had a colony that was pretty well along, and we had to start over because there was an update to the game. And since the game is in early release, it's in alpha, these updates often will completely invalidate saved games. And that sucks. But such is the price for playing early access. There are ways around it. You can tell it you want to reload the past version of Rimworld, but I would kind of like to move forward. And we'll see how this goes. You know, if this gets to be a thing where, you know, we're able to do 4 sessions and then they update and wipe out the colony, maybe we'll put Rimworld on the shelf for 6 months or so until they actually release it. We'll find another city builder, another simulator like this one to play with our Tuesday nights. But for now, let's get started with Rimworld. Alright, so we are going to do a new colony. I am going to do Crash Landed, which is kind of the standard Rimworld game. You start with 3 people. They have a good set of supplies to get started with, and they know some technologies. The 2 others, there's Lost Tribe, in which you have 5 people, but they know nothing. Almost nothing. And then you have the Rich Explorer, which is one guy. He's got good supplies, good technology, tons of money to trade with, but it's just him. That can be very challenging. But it's also fun. I really like playing Rich Explorer. In fact, in my personal game, I'm playing Rich Explorer. But let's do Crash Landed. And we'll do Cassandra Classic, which is the standard AI storyteller. I like doing Base Builder because, to be honest, I'm not great at this game. And if they throw a bunch of bad guys at me, I get into a lot of trouble. So I stick with Base Builder for the time being. I know my limits. All right, for the seed, those of you who are watching the Skyrim stream, you will know this name. Sheldor! Overall rainfall, temperature, we're going to leave all that. Generate! Generating the world of Sheldor is taking a long time. one of the cool things that they have added here is they have made the world kind of a little bit more three-dimensional. I think this is neat. Also, if you zoom in a little, you can see there are actual rivers here, which they did not have before. And these dark lines are roads, which also they did not have before. So I think that is pretty darn cool. I like that a lot. So let's try to find a spot where we might drop our crash landed folks. Some important things to look at. We do want to make sure that we've got. It'd be good to have marble. Be good to have slate right here on stone types. Be good to have a growing period of at least 40 and preferably 50 days. And temperate forest is what we are looking for. We are gaming this a little. I mean, we could just go, you know what, random it up and let's do it. But I am, like I said, not great at this game. I will take any advantage I can get. Let's see here. This dark green here is a tropical rainforest, which is interesting, but I actually prefer playing in the temperate forest. I think that it is a little bit more forgiving, maybe. Okay, so right there where I just clicked has a lot of what we are looking for. It's flat. It has the marble. It doesn't have the slate, but it has limestone, which will do. It has a 50-day growing period. The average winter temperature is above freezing. That's nice. Average summer temperature, 84 is hot AF, but it's not so bad. I live in Arizona, actually. We think 84 is pretty damn nice. Okay, so hey, let's do that. That sounds pretty good to me. We're a good ways off from these bad guys, close enough to these three people who might be good trading partners. I like it. All right, now, these are the three random people it came up with. However, one of the mods I'm using is called Prepare Carefully. And what it will allow you to do is essentially edit people. So I could edit these guys as to how I wanted them, but I'm not going to do that because if you watched our last one, you know that Latch... I forget the other ones. I know one's Tenori, and I forget the other one. Tomine. Latch, Tomine, and Tenori, those people already exist. So I went through, and I kind of remade them. We'll do a quick introduction to them, just in case you don't know. Latch is our hunter. Latch has a great shooting skill. If you look over on the right, where it's got all the different skills, those are on a 0 to 20 scale. And if you see like a little orange dot there, it's actually a little flame. That means that they learn that skill faster. They actually enjoy doing that. So, in addition to being a great shot, Latch can build. She's got a decent construction skill. She's got a decent crafting skill. And then that intellectual skill, that used to be just called research, but they renamed that, rebranded it to intellectual. Incidentally, it just means how well this person can research. Looking at their traits, Latch is a careful shooter, which means she is kind of slow to aim, but she's a good shot. And Latch is pretty. Tomine is the next one. Tomine is, well, he's a big fella. He is the farmer for the group. He's also the artist of the group. His growing is 12, meaning he can grow just about anything we're going to need. And his art is 10, which means he will be able to create art to kind of pretty up the place, for want of a better term. His traits, Green Thumb, which gives him that good growing skill, and Teetotaler, meaning that if we make beer or any other sort of mind-altering substance, Tomine will have none of it. Tenori is the last one. Tenori is our scientist. You can see she has a 10 on intellect and a 9 on medicine. So Tenori is not only our scientist, Tenori is also our doctor. With that 6, Tenori is also probably going to be our public relations person when we meet up with people. However, you'll see in traits, she's listed as a hard worker, which is great. She's also listed as abrasive, which means that sometimes she rubs people the wrong way. I still think that her social skill is better than the other two, so she'll probably be the one who goes out and has those interactions. All right, I'm not gonna. I don't want to have any relationships on them. The equipment, I'm just gonna go with what they start with, which is all of this over here, and I think that we're done. Let's start it up. Are you sure you're finished with them? Yes, confirm. All right. Bombs away. Onto the planet we go. The three of you awake in your crypto sleep. That's tough to say. Sarcophagi to the sound of sirens and ripping metal. You barely get to the escape pods before the ship is torn apart. Sometime later, you land on this unknown Rimworld. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you. Shredded starship is hard to say. As pieces of the shredded starship fall around you, you start making plans to survive. All right. Boom, boom, boom. All right, we're going to pause as soon as they pop out because we need to get some people set up. You'll see there are X's on just about everything. That means that they are forbidden and that people can't pick them up. And that's not what we want at all. All right. First very important piece of equipment is going to be that gun. That is a hunting rifle and or a bolt action rifle, excuse me. And Latch is going to pick that up and equip it. All right, now I don't remember which of these other two folks has a better shooting. Tomine has a 4, Tenori has a 0. So there is a pistol over here. Let's unforbid that. And Tomine can go get the pistol. It's probably not a bad idea that Tomine gets the pistol, seeing as how Tomine will never be intoxicated in any way. All right, and does Tenori fight at all? She has a melee skill, so she'll get the knife, and we'll just hope that she never has to use it. Tenori, you equip that knife. All right, so there's a lot of other stuff up here. You can see some dropped here, and I want to make sure that it is not forbidden as well. This steel also, which is great. We're definitely going to need that. All right, so the first thing we need to do is start thinking about shelter. That is absolutely vital. We want to have a place for them to be safe. There's some more steel that we can make available to them. I feel like there we go. That's what I was looking for. I knew those had to be around. All right, so let's start building a. Well, first off, let's set a zone for them to just put stuff. Stockpile zone. All right, I'm gonna tell this zone allow all but not rotten stuff. No rotten stuff. So this way they'll at least have a central place to put things for the time being. We'll have more specialized ones of these later. And now let's start putting a structure together. So we'll build and you may know that I'm a bit anal when it comes to buildings, in as much as I like them to be squares. And that's probably a little something that is wrong with me, but you know, I deal with it. I get by it. I like my buildings to be square. Wood floors all over. And let's make sure we get some beds down, because these guys will whine and whine and whine if they don't have beds. There's one. There's one. There's one. Okay. So, we got some plans, at least. Let's go ahead and get them started doing things. And while they're doing that, I'm also going to put down some orders. First thing it says is need colonist beds. Hey, way ahead of you. I already gave some orders. We want to make sure that they move some of this junk out of the way. These little chunks of rock and stuff, those aren't doing anything for us. All right, so let's go to orders. Haul things. There we go. So eventually they will move all of this stuff over there, hopefully soon. And we also need them to cut down wood. I mean, we're always going to be needing wood. Well, at least for a very long time. So let's cut down some of these trees over here. And maybe